Your guys' homework on factoring by grouping. So number 1 and 2 did that in class for a couple people. So if you guys want to see, that's how you guys do it for those. But I'm gonna pick out selected problems for me to go over so that it can help you guys with your homework. So I'll go over number 6. So with number 6, always ask yourself, can you factor out something from each term? This one you cannot. So we gotta do this by grouping them together. From the first grouping, okay, right? Look at the numbers first. What could go into 5 and negative 10? A 5. Now look at the variables. What can go into n to the third and n to the second? What can you take away from both? You can take away, at most, 2 n's away from both for n to the second. So again, this is just a reminder what I'm about to factor out from here and from here, right? 5 divided by 5 is 5 divided by 5 is 1. This used to be n to the third, but remember, you took away 2 n's from here. So it's really just 1 n left over. Negative 10 divided by 5 is minus 2. And you took away an n, 2 n's away from here, right? So no more n. So it's just n minus 2. Okay, the next parenthesis. What can go into 3 and 6? A 3. So plus 3. I can't factor out an n, you guys, because there's no n on this one. So 3 divided by 3. Just 1, so just n. Negative 6 divided by 3. Minus 2. So they both match, right? So we can factor out and take away n minus 2 from both factors. And what are we left over with? 5n squared plus 3. Okay, so there's number 6. We'll take a look at number 7. Okay, can you factor out something from each term? No. So we're going to group these. From the first grouping, you can factor out a 5 because a 5 could go into 35 and 5. And look, they both have an x term, so I can factor out an x. 35 divided by 5 is 7. You factored out an x already, right? You took away an x from each one, so no more x and a y left over. We just dropped the y down. Negative 5 divided by 5 is negative 1. And again, we already factored out an x away from both of these. So this one used to have an x, now no more x. So just minus 1. From the other group, I can factor out a negative sign because there's a negative in the front. And what could go into 56 and 8? 8. So I'm going to factor out negative 8 from both of them. Negative 56 divided by negative 8 is a positive 7. Drop the y. 8 divided by negative 8, you guys, is minus 1. And if you guys look, they both match. So 7y minus 1 times the leftovers, 5x minus 8. I'll take a look at 8. Okay, once you guys get to these ones, these are more of the challenging ones, so don't stress too much about it. If you have questions, ask in class, but for this one, it's hard, but a 7 can factor out from each term. A 7. So we are going to factor out a 7 from each one. 224 divided by 7 is 32. AC. 56 divided by 7 is 8. AC. Negative 84 divided by 7 is 12. YZ. And negative 21 divided by 7 is minus 3. YZ. Now, don't forget to include this later on your answer, right? So I'm going to put it down. Okay, this group and this group. Factor out from each group. From the first group, we can factor out an 8 and an A. They both numbers can be divisible by 8, and they both have an A variable. So AA times 4Z plus C. Right? 32 divided by 8 is 4. You took away an A, so no more A, and just drop the Z. 8 divided by 8 is 1. You took away an A, so no more A, and just drop the C down. From the second grouping, you can factor out a -3 from both. And a y. They both have a y variable, so you can factor out a y. -12 divided by -3 is +4. You took away a y, so just drop down the z. -3 divided by -3 is a +1. You factor out a y, so no more y, and just drop the c. Now look, they both match. So if they both match, you factor that out. So 4z plus c, and then you guys leftovers 8a minus 3y. So some of these are definitely more challenging than others, but you know, it's some good practice for you guys to try out new things. Okay. Let's try 11. So for number 11, you can factor out a 5 from each term. 40 divided by 5, 8xy. 30 divided by 5, plus 6x. Negative 100 divided by 5, minus 20. Y, negative 75 divided by 5, negative 15. I'm going to drop my 5 lower. Okay, so there's this grouping and this grouping. From the first grouping, you guys can factor out a 2 from both 8 and 6, and they both have an x variable, so you can factor out an x. 8 divided by 2 is 4. You took away an x, no more x, drop down the y. 6 divided by 2 is 3. You took away an x, so no more x. So 4y plus 3. Between negative 20 and negative 15, you could factor out a negative 5 from both. Negative 20 divided by negative 5 is a positive 4y. Negative 15 divided by negative 5, positive 3. They both match, so 4y plus 3 is 1. And then leftovers 2x minus 5. There's number 11. Let's do 12. Okay, 12. Between 75, 45, 30, and 18, I believe you guys can factor out a 3, I think. 3, and that's it. 75 divided by 3, 25, a squared c. 45 divided by 3, minus 15, a squared d. Negative 30 divided by 3 is negative 10 bc. 18 divided by 3 plus 6 bd. So we can group these. We can drop the 3 down. Okay, so from the first grouping, you guys can factor out a 5 from 25 and 15. And you guys can factor out a to the second. They both have a to the second. 25 divided by 5 is a 5. You took away a to the second from this one, so all that's left is just c. Negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3. You took away a to the second, and there's the d. Next grouping, you can factor out a negative 2 from both 10 and negative 10 and 6. Negative 10 divided by negative 2 is positive. Oh, sorry, you can factor out a b too. They both have b variables. So if you factor out b, you guys are going to get 5c minus 3d. And what do you notice? They both match, so we get 5c minus 3d times 5a squared minus 2b, the leftovers. So I understand these ones are pretty crazy, you guys, but you know, you guys just do your best, but it really requires you guys to be good with your GCS and factoring, right? Okay. I'll just do 18 and 20 to finish it off. Okay, 18. You can factor out a 5 from each term. All of these numbers can be divisible by 5. They all have an m variable, so we can factor out an m, and they all have an n variable, so we can factor out m and n together. So 150 divided by 5 is 30. You took away an m, so just 1 m. You took away an n, so all you gotta do is just drop the z. From the second term, 20 divided by 5 is 4. You took away an m, no more m. You took away an n, so just one n and then c. And from the next grouping, you guys could factor out a, what is that, 2, negative 24. Took away an m, so just one m. Took away an n, so just a c. And for the last one, you guys can factor out negative 5 from there, so minus 5. Took away an m, took away an n, so one n and a c. So you guys group. Did I do that right? I believe I did. Oh, this one is more of a brain teaser because I think you guys actually had to rearrange for this one. We'll talk about this one later, but for this one, you guys could rearrange everything. I think if you guys arrange it, then you guys could group. But don't worry about this one, you guys, because this one, yeah, this one is a doozy. 6m to get 5z minus 4c, and then negative n we can factor out to get 5z minus 4c. So we get 5mn times 6m minus n, and then 5z minus 4c. So that one is a doozy, but don't worry about this one, you guys. As long as you guys can get the basic ones down, you're fine. This is the same thing. Oh yeah, you have to maneuver stuff. Okay, well I think I will end it there because I don't want you guys to maneuver it, so I might adapt this to cut it off right there. So I'll change it so you don't have to do those bottom ones, but those are nice challenging ones to do, but the expectation is, can you guys do the easier ones such as these ones? Right, so again, go all the way up to 16 on your guys' homework, and I'll make an announcement about that. Okay, well good luck everyone, and peace.